Doctor, we've talked about tocotrienols a little bit, and we've also talked about stroke. How do the two go hand in hand, and how do tocotrienols fit into promoting a healthy brain cells?
You see, stroke, you may already know, is the #1 cause for disability in this country. It is the 3rd cause of death. When you're dead, you are dead. There's nothing to worry about beyond that. But when you're living and you're crippled, it's enormous